it can be a struggle at times. You lose focus, but you got a rule book to come back to. A lot of people don't know they got a rule book to come back to, when you're falling off. And so we want to just thank the Most High to be able to have this word and to have this knowledge and truth and have that sacrifice of Christ's blood because we was all in sin, So today's lesson, family, we got a lot of scriptures. If we could bring them all out, if it be the will of the Most High, we're going into as it is written. Sometimes people don't deal with the word as it is written, different questions, philosophizing the scriptures, or I believe in God, but I don't believe in the Bible. I've seen that from this week from like a famous, what they call them, influencers, podcast, stuff like that. And it seems like when you get to the root of a lot of these, the people that's idolized or looked upon as someone that's of intelligence, or they're popular in the world and have a massive following, it seems like they, when you get to the root of what they're standing on, is usually just money, the system. They got the answers. It's not really no spiritual foundation of knowing the God of Israel. Don't really know nothing other than Esau's money and the rulers of this earth's money. And they look at that to be the foundation of their foundation to getting things together, what they think is getting together. But we all know at the end of the day, you're going to be judged by the Most High. So you want to make sure you're right with the Most High. So we're going into as it is written. We're going to go to a few different things. First, we're going to open it up at Deuteronomy chapter 28 in verse 1.
Okay. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee, and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So the Most High God is saying, look, I got blessings for you. I'm going to give you all these things if you listen to me, if you in obedience with him. And majority of the world, the problem that's going on with mankind is what? What's the main thing going on with mankind today? Anyone? Huh?
Worshiping that dollar bill.
Yeah, worshiping the dollar bill. Anything else? Anybody got some more? Go ahead.
I just said they do what they want to do.
Yeah, they do what they want to do, so they not looking to follow the Most High's what? Law, statutes, commandments. So they don't really know the Most High. They want to kind of just figure things out on their own to get, whether it's to get ahead or what they think is some structure in their life. Let's finish reading.
Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Blessed shall be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. They shall come out against thee one way, and flee before thee 7 ways. The Lord shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouse, and in all that thou settest thine hand unto. And he shall bless thee in the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee.
So check that out. You talking about blessed be the fruit of thy body, the fruit of thy cattle, increase of thy kind, all the basket in the store. If you look at it now, none of that is blessed for us today.
God.
You talking about they putting this in this food, the price on this, the price on that. So you not getting no rest when it comes to this here. Let's finish reading.
Verse 9. The Lord shall establish thee an holy people unto himself, as he hath sworn unto thee, if thou shalt keep the commandments of the Lord thy God, and walk in his ways. And all people of the earth shall see that thou art called by the name of the Most High. And they shall be afraid of thee. And the Lord shall make thee plenteous in goods, in the fruit of thy body, and in the fruit of thy cattle, and in the fruit of thy ground, in the land which the Lord sware unto thy fathers to give thee. The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow.
Check that out. Check that out. And they say that this not real, right? This is what you used to have. Now, no matter who you are, thinking that you know, getting ahead, you don't really realize until you really come to this that you not never free. It don't matter if you sitting on big bank, if you don't got no bank, if you retired, not retired, you still see you gotta come to them at the end of the day.
God.
No matter what. And that's what people fail to realize. And they think, matter of fact, go to James chapter 5. Let's start at James chapter 5, verse 1.
The book of James, chapter 5 and verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered. The rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
So you can get all these things, but you're not dealing with the Most High. None of that stuff matter.
God.
If you're not dealing with the Most High, because all that stuff is gonna go away. So let's go back to
Verse 13.
Con.
Going back to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 13. And the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail, and thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath, if that thou hearken unto the commandments of the Lord thy God, which I command thee this day, to observe and to do them. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day, to the right hand or to the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
So he big on that. Look, the other gods, the other fallen spirits, all the different religions. Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Had a brother from St. Louis contact me, and you know how the Most High work. You look for that opportunity to send somebody some truth, and he just, was talking about, yeah, well, Islam this, and I just stopped him like, well, do you know the difference? And he said, no, I don't. So people defending all this different stuff and not really having any knowledge about it. Wanting to serve the other guys, or if they not serving, just think it's only one guy and it don't matter, just go here, go there. So, like we going on the phone line this week about Satan's devices. That's one of his many devices. You just thinking it's just, well, everyone should just get along. The Most High not just letting anybody in his kingdom. So we want to make sure we do it right. Let's get Matthew chapter 7. Let's get verse 24.
The book of Matthew,
Matthew.
chapter 7 and verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man.
Hold on. Read that again.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine.
Hold on. If you hear these sayings of his, because everyone hear the word of the Lord, right?
And doeth them.
So you got to do them.
I will liken him unto a wise man.
So a wise man is going to hear what the Most High and his son Christ bringing forth, and you going to do them. Now you're a wise man. Why would one be wise to do what the Most High want them to do? Why would one be wise? Can we get some answers? Why would one be wise to do what the Most High want them to do?
Do what he wants you to do, that means you're keeping the law and commandments.
Con.
So you walking the right way.
Con, you walking the right way?
And we want to, keep us in the right direction.
Go ahead.
We want to be under his hedge of protection and have life.
Con.
Yes.
You want life, so you have an abundance. Go to go to John chapter 6. St. John chapter 6. I mean, to us it's a no-brainer, right? Someone be like, man, you better go up there to the county. They handing out $1,000 a piece to everybody that show up before 12 o'clock. That line gonna be around the what?
City.
The whole city, right? But then, you know, Christ bringing eternal life, and people like, I don't know. Like, hold on, you ready to take a chance with that? You ready to take a chance with that? Man, Satan's devices. Let's go to Matthew chapter 6 and verse 24. Let's start there.
John.
Yes, St. John chapter 6, verse, yeah.
We'll start at John chapter 6 and verse 24. When the
64. Sorry.
verse 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yeshua knew from the beginning who they were that believed not and who should betray him.
So he already knew,
And he said, Therefore said I unto you, that no man can come unto me, except it were given unto him of my Father. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him.
So the Most High already know who's his. He already know who's his. Finish reading.
Then said Yeshua unto the 12, Will ye also go away? Then Simon Peter answered him, Lord, to whom shall we go? Thou hast the words of eternal life.
Thou hast the words of eternal. Where else we gonna go? There ain't nowhere else. Where we gonna go? Muhammad's not promising me nothing. Buddha not promising me nothing. Atheists not promising me nothing. America keeps saying they gonna promise you something for 400 years. You ain't got it. You still got hope in America. Did you vote? Did you get your sticker? Did you get your sticker? Who you voting for? In this weekend of, what's that old movie, Weekend at Bernie's or something, with how they got Biden up there, just, is anything in there? And people still thinking that, man, Satan's devices. But they spiritually sleep. They want to go to everything else but the Most High. And like Sis was saying, this give you peace. Let's finish reading that.
Verse 69. And we believe and are sure that thou art that Christ, the Son of the living God. Yeshua answered them, Have not I chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? He spake of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for he it was that should betray him, being one of the 12.
And he was still showing mercy and love to Judas. He already knew what he was about. He already knew he was going to do it, huh? But let's go more on this obedience to the Most High. Let's go back to Matthew 7. Let's finish that out. Let's read some more of that.
Going back to the book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine, and doeth them not, shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
Check that out. And that's what people building it on. Like, whether it's even in this Israelite awakening, I mean, they got so much more people confused than ever. They was better off just dropping Christmas and staying at some of them churches. You know, like some people just walking away from the Most High because what they probably done went through. You got to stay on the Most High. You got to have your foundation strong. This ain't about no one else. This is really about, of course, his people. You love on his people, but you got to make sure you right with the Most High first. It's not about, well, this person did this, so I'm just leaving that book alone. Well, your foundation went strong. You got to be on this and do what he tell you. Let's finish reading.
Verse 28. And it came to pass when Yeshua had ended these sayings, the people were astonished at his doctrine, for he taught them as one having authority, and not as the scribes.
He said, "Look, man, he was giving it to him raw and uncut. Man, what's up with this? He kind of we gotta sugarcoat it. We want to hear smooth things." And he wasn't doing it to be Lord, to just well, he is Lord over him, but he wasn't coming like that just to look, man, do what I tell you. It was like, nah, this making sense. Because you know, Israel, if it's some cap, you gonna call it cap.
No kizzy.
It's a lie, I should say. Go to Proverbs 7. It's a lie. Wolf tickets. I think you'll
Oh, I started from the top.
Come.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live.
Check that out. Keep my commandments and live.
And my law as the apple of thine eye.
And that's the key thing right there, right? People say, well, you know, just need Jesus. Well, look, he came to fulfill this law like Matthew 3 says. So every day when you're moving about your walk, your life, you should be every move should be, let me look at how this connect to the law. Am I doing a lawless? Am I moving lawlessness without the law? Or am I moving with the law? Finish reading.
Bind them upon thy fingers, write them upon the table of thine heart.
So if this law is on your heart, what? If this law is on your heart, it should be what? It should be easier for you, right? As far as your decision making. Your decision making should be like that. Your reflexes should be like that. Automatic. You like, nah, I'm out of pocket. You get stronger than that. Nah, that's the old me. Oh no, they coming worldly on me. They coming fleshly on me. Nah, I can't. You gonna be like that. You gonna be strong, Let's finish reading.
Verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Yeah, watch for the strange women, brothers. Isaiah chapter 30. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 1. No. Yeah. Isaiah 30 and verse 1 through 3. Let's get that. Because even with the worshiping of these other gods that we was bringing out earlier, you know, the Most High, why we going into as it is written, because if you just do what's written, you're going to be good. But every time, majority of the time, when people going off, it's like, I keep telling you the answer. You need to come to the Most High. You're not living right. You don't even see it. That's why you keep going through that. And then you just keep on, because you just so kind, and you end up destroying yourself trying to help where the Most High told you. The Most High didn't tell you you overly helping in ways. You gotta know the difference. Most High be like, man, get out the way. Get out the way. I need to handle this person. You getting in the way. Look, so you want to spanking too? Nobody tell you give all your money. I'm helping you with your bills. You do what I tell you to do. Just different examples. Let's finish reading.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit.
You want to be covered with the Most High Spirit. They want to go get the covering of the spirit of the world, finish reading.
And that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt.
And aren't people doing that today? They want to walk back into Egypt, and Egypt not giving you nothing. Egypt not giving you nothing, so you don't have no answers from Egypt. Finish reading.
And have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh.
Just because it was black. Nimrod was black. Nimrod was a Cushite. He was evil too. That's what people be forgetting. Our people just want to follow anything black. You be following Erykah Badu and all that stuff. You be twisted out your mind, talk in idolatry. with the people that they put up in finance so you can idolize. Witches and warlocks and things like that. Let's finish reading.
To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Check that out. The trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. It's confusion when you hearing that stuff, and they'll come at you in your book. But then they'll go to another book to bring forth some, isn't that a religion? All the stuff they dealing with. Let's jump it down to verse 8. As it is written, stay away from these things. The Most High give you law, statute, commandments to be your God.
Come. Verse 8. Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
How can we come together without this law of the Lord? Just think about it. How can you build something without this law of the Lord? Anything goes. Everybody got to have a rule book. Even in your household. Someone got, look, you set the rules in your household, right?
Come.
Finish reading.
Verse 10. Which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things.
Look, prophets, don't be telling us what's to come.
Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits.
Prophesy deceits. Some more of that good music. Some more of those lies. Biden, what? Can we vote on that? Trump's gonna give us the bag. We need to get Trump back in there. All that entertainment. Let's finish reading.
Get you out the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us.
That's what they say, man. We don't want to hear that book, man, that Israelite talk, that Jesus talk. No, we don't want to hear that.
Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word.
So you despise this word.
And trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon.
What does that mean, and trust in oppression? What does that mean to people trust in oppression,
You like trust in the system.
Come, finish reading.
Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach, ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
That's why, we're going there too, but that's why you want to have the fear of the Lord. People moving out here with no fear of the Lord, and they doing, man, huh?
Whatever they want.
They doing whatever they want, no fear of the Lord, and they putting eternity on the line. And people, like I was saying the other day, you scared to go to jail, you definitely can't go to hell. So you ain't trying to do, you be ready to tell, can't wait to come up out of there and wait to just, all this chaos to not go in there. Man.
They talking eternity.
Yeah, no hope. No date. You don't get no date. You don't get no date. So that's why we gotta take this serious, family. Let's go to Exodus 2 or 20, and let's get 2 through 5. You don't get no date to come home there.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
So he's saying, look, you don't have no other powers before me, even if you think they powers.
Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me.
What does he mean? Why does it say, thou shalt have no other gods if it's only one God? Can anyone break that down? What does it mean, thou shalt have no other gods before me?
Worshiping idols and saying
Yeah, we're not dealing with none of that garbage. Let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 8. 1 Corinthians chapter 8, we're going to start at verse 5.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 8 and verse 5. For though there be that are called gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him. And one Lord, Yeshua Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him.
What does that mean by Christ whom all things? Anyone know what that means? What does that mean by him whom all things? What, huh?
I'll read it again. But to us there is but one God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him. And one Lord, Yeshua Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him.
What does that part mean?
Saying in all things
Mm-hmm.
is him.
Mm-hmm.
All things.
Who,
not
the Most High or Christ or, is it both, right?
both.
All right, let's go to Colossians chapter 1. You can write it next to it. Let's get let's start at verse 12. No, let's start 13.
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 13. Who have delivered us from the power of darkness, and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature.
Here it come right here.
For by him were all things created, that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions, or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell.
Let's go to Judges chapter 10. So he used Christ to do the creation. Let's go to Judges chapter 10. Back it's just speaking of as it is written, to not be following these other gods of the nations, anything outside of the God of who? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We're not following no other power. We're not following nothing. Anything else is the devil, straight up.
God.
If you in a yoga circle and you got the movements and you think you get some spiritual healing and just whatever it is, you run into everything but this.
Humming them vain repetitions.
Yeah, that goes against my religion. That's what you gotta say.
Straight up.
I'm not doing that. Why I gotta work out and do all that? Why I can't just stretch? Let's go to Judges 10 and let's start at 13. Because our people was doing it back then.
The book of Judges, chapter 10 and verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
And that's what's happening. Look, Allah not saving the Middle East. They getting tore up. Most High have mercy on whom he have it. Everybody want to run to everything else. And they think they run into the God of Israel, but they not studying to know about him. Even like a lot of people in America worldwide, if you're not studying, you don't even know what's to come. You thinking America's supposed to be saved if you're not studying. You thinking that you saving the real Israel over there. You sending your money over there. you don't know what's going on. Go to Revelation 19:10. We always gotta bring it out because you gotta know the prophecies of the Most High. But if they tell you, oh, is that the Old Testament? You gotta know the whole book.
The book of Revelation, chapter 19 and verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yeshua. Worship God, for the testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy.
So if you dealing with Christ, then you gonna know some prophecy. You should be knowing something. You should be digging for something. Exodus 23 and 33.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 33. They shall not dwell in thy lands, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee.
And look, you gotta serve the Most High. It's not people think it's an option, especially with Israel, because it's to them first, right? People think that they can go around the Most High and just be blessed and ride off to the sunset. It don't work like that. There was bloodshed. We gotta get that. We gotta get it for y'all. You gotta walk in that. Walk in that. The old past. Come back to the Most High. Let's go to let's get that real quick. Isaiah 34 and verse 16.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Baruch chapter 4. If you deal with thus saith the Lord, if you deal with as it is written, you will have what? You will learn law, statutes, commandments, you know prophecies, you know your history, you know what's to come. You're not sitting there trying to figure it all out on your own or through your favorite celebrity. You don't have to, look, especially for those that's been in this walk before the 2020 campaign, as soon as that stuff came out, you said, nah. Why people were like, you think I should get it? You think I should get it? You was like, what? Ain't no question. No. They better let me give it to one of them first. Let's bring that out from the top.
It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever.
Forever, not just a little bit. So they calling God a liar. Well, the law done away. No, the law that endureth forever.
All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die.
Check that out. All they that keep it shall come to life. But if you're already living, so that's talking about what? Eternal life. All that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Remember, we was going into the second death last week. Let's finish reading.
Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are not nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known unto us. Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Ye were delivered unto the enemies, for ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils.
See, check that out. You dealing with devils when you dealing with them different spirits and stuff. That's why we big on, no, we're not supposed to deal with that. Why is that stuff helping everybody else but us? Helping everyone else. Let's go to Matthew chapter 17. Because we also have to just, anytime there's confusion, you need to see what does the word say. Because man gonna bring confusion. Mankind gonna bring confusion. You just trusting in man, even in this walk, you just believing on what someone tell you. It's, that don't sound right. That's not really how Christ was moving.
Check your mic.
It's probably off. Probably went dead. But let's go there. Let's go Matthew chapter 17 in verse let's start at verse 1.
The book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 1. And after 6 days, Yeshua taketh Peter, James, and John, his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain, apart, and was transfigured before them. And his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elias, talking with him. Then answered Peter and said unto Yeshua, Lord, it is good for us to be here.
Lord, it's good for us to be here.
If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, and one for Moses, and one for Elias.
Look, Peter was doing too much. He was over helping. Don't some of us do that sometimes? You just want to help. Finish reading.
While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
Look, I see what you're doing, but hear him. This the one. I want you to listen to him. Because what did Moses do? Moses sinned, taking credit for that water at the rock. Most High had to deal with him. He said, no, look, focus on him. This the one that I want you. Not that he was saying it for that, but I'm saying it always comes down to what Christ's words are. What Christ said. That's what it always comes back to. So, we got to know what he said. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 44. And just accepting that, as it is written, that the kingdom to come is for a few. It's a hard thing, it's a tough so-called pill to swallow, but as it is written, not everybody is looking to serve the Most High God. And you think you don't know what people dealing with behind closed doors. You don't know what type of sins and what type of abominations the Most High know about. So while you think that this a great person, I love this person, yeah, that's all good, but do not think the Most High got it wrong with his judgment. Because whether it's you pass on and they get it after you, Lord willing, but you got to make sure that you not destroying yourself in the process and that you not falling short. So many people, I'm waiting on my kids or my cousin or my so-and-so to wake up. But man, if they all said they was going, I'd go. I'd go to Shabbat. I'd study more if they wanted to do it with me. And then that time go on. And that's why Matthew 10, what he say Matthew 10? If you love anybody more than me, you not worthy of me. Because I'm trying to give you everything, you worried about them. I done put the soul in them. All souls are his. I gave you a soul and you more worried about them. You got to be worried about getting yourself right. Getting yourself together, Not saying that you don't have mercy, you don't help other people, but you got to make sure that you right. It's hard enough. Where are we starting at? 44. I'm running my mouth. Let's start from verse 1.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 44 and verse 1. The word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell at Migdol, and at Taphanes, and at Noph, and in the country of Pathros, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Ye have seen all the evil that I have brought upon Jeremiah, and upon all the cities of Judah. And behold, this day they are also a desolation, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness which they have committed to provoke me to anger, and that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods, whom they knew not, neither they, ye, or your fathers.
So these people, it was no question that they was Judah, what tribe they're from, and they was still doing wickedness. We read these scriptures, but we got to really sit on them, get the wisdom in it, Like all scripture is given for inspiration of God and is profitable for doctrine, like the word says, because you think that some wicked person born in America is just gonna want this so bad. These people had their heritage and they still was run off. That's just what some of our people gonna accept. That's what's in their heart. That's just what they want to do. Finish reading.
Verse 4. Howbeit I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, Oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn no incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury and mine anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. And they are wasted and desolate, as at this day. Therefore, now thus saith the Lord, the God of hosts, the God of Israel, wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off.
Hold on, against your soul.
Wherefore commit ye this great evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling out of Judah, to leave you none to remain, and that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands.
See, and it's like today, right? Our people think the Most High love me so much. Nah, Jesus loves me. I don't need to do all that. We think we so special. Mankind. Not just Israel. Mankind, womankind. We think we so special. And the word said we nothing but earth and ashes. Look. But this world, American Idol, you get puffed up. Your knowledge, your degree, your job, your whip, your car. Let me be more specific. All right. Yo car, just whatever possession just gets you puffed up. And it's like, just come back. You earth and ashes, deal with the Most High. It's his world. It's the world to come, for sure. Let's finish reading.
Verse 8. In that ye provoke me unto wrath with your works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye might cut yourselves off, and that ye might be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled even unto this day.
Even unto this day. Back then, same thing, thinking they ain't going into captivity. No, not us. Playing with the Most High. Forcing his hand, right? Finish reading.
Neither have they feared, nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes, that I set before you and before your fathers. Wherefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, behold, I will set my face against you forever, and to cut off all Judah. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed, and fall in the land of Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword and by famine. They shall die, from the least even to the greatest, by the sword and by famine. And they shall be an execration. Execration? How you say that one? Execration. And astonish, and a curse, and a reproach.
And astonishment. We'll see if someone will do it. Just ask someone that's not a so-called Israelite. Just ask them, like, look, just be honest. When you be seeing them black and brown folks, what do you really think? They gonna say chaos. Some chaos going on, you know? and that's that astonishment and a curse and a reproach. That's why you always trying to get it together. Now they extorting you from the relationship podcast. They getting the money off of that. The old books, the Stella got her groove backs and all. They make all that stuff off of our chaos as a people. Whew. The curse. Finish reading.
Verse 13. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem, by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, so that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah, to the which they have a desire to return to dwell there. For none shall return, but such as shall escape. Then all the men which knew that their wives had burnt incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our mouth, out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, and kings, and our princes in the cities of Judah, and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil.
Look, man, we gonna keep doing these abominations, okay? Okay, Jeremiah, we gonna keep doing evil. Look, we gonna keep doing this evil. We gonna keep serving the idols. We gonna keep saying R.I.P. and Mashallah. If I see that stuff some more, well, you know, with brothers in Islam, we gonna keep doing the gangbang. We gonna keep doing the being naked all on the internet. We gonna keep doing all these abominations. We not with none of that. We not cleaning none of that up. What you talking about? America's been good to us. That's how they feel about it. The whole head is sick, like the word say in Isaiah chapter. Get that. Isaiah chapter 9. Because the whole head is sick. And that's why people stand firm and bold in this, because you not the crazy one. They sleep, they drunk, they sick. They need a brainwash. They need a brainwash. Go to Isaiah 1 and let's get verse 5.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 1 and verse 5. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint.
Whole head sick. They sick. And you know, we try to, you know, smile about this, but you know, it's a serious thing. You know, people is toe up. Really. They done turned the glory into shame, like Hosea 4 and 7 talks about. Turned the glory into shame. Let's go Proverbs 8 and 17. How do we come up out of this, right?
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 17. I love them that love me, and those that seek me early shall find me.
So he say he loved those that love him. So you gotta what? You have to love the Most High. Get that precept. How do we know we love the Most High? We gotta get that. 1 John 5 and 3. Or is it 2?
5 and 3. Oh, no. I'll just do both.
Yeah. Well,
It's the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 2. By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
we gotta keep the commandments. Psalms chapter 91.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Check that out. Stay in the truth. Stay in the truth of the Most High God. Go to Matthew 22 and 40. Because you want to show mercy. You want to have brotherly love. And that's the part we forget. You know, we get this, and it takes different people and, you know, things that you care about. You might hate the destruction of your people, so you big on pointing out who did it and why. You might be big on just, I want to help people. This truth make me want to, you know, the different gifts and the different cares of once you find out you Israel. But the main thing, you want to have this.
Matthew 22 and verse 40. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. While the Pharisees were gathered together, Yeshua asked him, saying, what think ye of Christ? Wanna go up?
Yeah.
Come. We'll start at verse 38. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
So when you jump to 37, you can't have no other gods, and you got to love your neighbors, you love yourself. And a lot of people, they just read that. They haven't, some of our people haven't been taught no love. They don't really know how to love. You know, they don't know how to walk in this. You know, so much different walks of life. So even when you are loving, you know, we always talk about doing for people, but you gotta know who, you know, you doing these things for, because there's some people that's real deceiving, and you just think, I'm just gonna keep doing and doing. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus 19 and 26. 26. Let's start there. 26 and 19.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 19 and verse 26. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly.
Check that out. Read that again.
There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly.
And you just want to help him.
But inwardly he is full of deceit.
He got a plan for you.
Casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. Where he is not known, he will do thee mischief before thou be aware.
That means he waiting. He plotting, right?
And if for want of power he be hindered from singing, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil.
So there's some people, they just like, man, I gotta do some evil. In their spirit, they can't rest. They want to do some evil. They just waiting. Look, man, I need to borrow $5 real quick. $5 like that's I'm 10 years ago with that one. They need to borrow a 20. They need to borrow, the minimum is 20. They need to borrow a 20. Let's finish reading.
Verse 29. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance, when thou meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is.
Let's go to Ecclesiastes 29. Let's start at verse 1. So there's some people that's gonna hang their head down like, you know, I remember this time, and it's not to just say everyone on the street doing this, because we want to help, right? But I remember one time I'm at work, and then this guy was always outside. He asking for change, older man. I go into the bank. He laughing because I brought up the other day. I go into the bank. I'm looking. He in line. He got a whole account. He go in there. He do what he do, and he leave. I'm looking. I'm stuck like, no, and I hadn't seen him again after that. So it's like that word say, it's some people that hang it their head down, but you just do for them. You let the Most High, it's on your heart to help somebody, because you're not looking to get nothing back. Let the Most High deal with them on that. If they doing it some wickedness, right? They might be running it up on a weekly while you going to your job, getting bans in them streets. Let's go. Let's start at verse 1. Ecclesiastes 29.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 29 and verse 1. He that is merciful will lend unto his neighbor, and he that strengtheneth his hand keepeth the commandments. Lend to thy neighbor in time of his need, and pay thou thy neighbor again in due season. Keep thy word, and deal faithfully with him, and thou shalt always find the thing that is necessary for thee.
Check that out. That's why haven't the Most High always made it happen for you, family? Every time. Right when you thought, oh, I gotta hurry up and get it. Finish reading.
Many, when a thing was lent to them, reckoned it to be found and put them to trouble that helped them.
And that's what people do, right? You might help someone. He's like, man, all I ever did was help. Why they turn on me?
Till he hath received, he will kiss a man's hand, and for his neighbor's money he will speak submissively. But when he should repay, he will prolong the time, and return words of grief and complain of the time.
Man, you sweat me over that little 20. You sweat me over that. So, just to show, like, we always talk about the love part, right? But you got to dig deep into the scriptures because these personalities is all up and through these scriptures, and they in their real life, right? Let's go to Philippians 2:2. Just being of the same mind and realizing the time and the brotherly love and going into obeying the Most High and seeking His instruction. Really, at the end of the day, because there's a way that seemeth what? Right to a man, but in the end thereof is destruction. I think that's Proverbs 14:12. Yeah, let's bring that out. Philippians 2:2.
The book of Philippians chapter 2 and verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. Look not on every man his own thing, but every man also on the things of others. Let this mind be in you.
Let's go to be of the same mind. Go to Romans 13:10. You want to be of the same mind as those that's in this walk. In the real way, though.
The book of Romans chapter 13 and verse 10. Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law.
Let's go to 2nd Ezra 7:20. Let's hold that. Let's read to 12 on Romans 13. Then we'll go there.
Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that it is now high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed.
Yep. You got to be in this like you on the clock. Like it's fourth quarter. You got to be in this like every day you getting closer to it. You getting closer to the finish line. You got to finish the race. You got to be strong. You don't got time to be falling short. Someone pulling you down and getting you away from the Most High in your walk, you don't got time to be dealing with that. You got to be strengthened up, like as it is written. Yeah, bring that in 2nd Ezra.
What'd you call?
7:20.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life.
Many be perished in this life,
because they despise the law of God.
So they hate the law of God.
That is set before them. For God hath given straight commandment to such as came. What they should do to live.
Check that out. He told you what you should do to live. He gave you commandments. He gave you commandments, right? And no one making time for him. So, on top of that, you have to be loving and care for the people and move about the right way. Hebrews 11:24. We're going to be wrapping it up soon, but that's a big thing. Like, I'm trying to end it, y'all, but the scripture's flowing. Get that, though. Get that first. Hebrews 11:24.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 24. By faith, Moses, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter.
He wasn't trying to just sit up in Egypt and just chill. He cared about his people. And it's the same thing our people do here. I ain't worried about that. My life is good. I don't need to. But look, it's a choice. Brother keep telling me, brother, it's a choice. You got to understand. It's some people that they mom and dad probably was teaching them some wickedness. You got to understand, like, the opportunities they had might have been the same as yours. You gotta have a little bit more mercy in that. Just cause you where you at, some people didn't have that same setup. So you gotta show some mercy and be lenient, especially if it ain't no one that's doing no wickedness. It's not putting you in harm's way. But if you gotta slowly. There's been a measure of faith given to different people. So you just gotta keep doing your work. You just keep doing it. Before you know it, they might be studied up and pushing way harder than you ever. You just gonna look back like, man, the Most High really, the Most High know what he doing. He know who belong to him. So we gotta have a little bit more mercy when we dealing with people. Let's finish reading.
Verse 25, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
And that's what all y'all could have been doing in this. You don't have to be here right now. You could be doing some sin. You could be doing whatever you want, but you're saying, you know what? That kingdom, the Most High, His people. That's what's important to me. That's what's important to me. I'm gonna get there today. I'm gonna get around. I'm gonna get to that word today. That's what's important to me. I'm gonna be with the like-minded people. Let's go to Numbers 24:9. Because we could precept all day. Oh, I know the Bible and this and that. Some people treating people crazy out here. Even with this Bible. It's like, what you dealing with? Could have got that in the world. I would have stayed out there for that.
Said 24:9. It's the book of Numbers, chapter 24 and verse 9. He couched, he lay down as a lion, and as a great lion. Who shall stir him up? Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and cursed is he that curseth thee.
So, check that out. Those that bless the sons and daughters of Jacob, you gonna get a blessing. Those that's cursed, so you want to make sure that you're not just writing nobody off. You just because you might have respect to persons, you want to deal with someone because they got the good clothes or your favorite celebrity. You got someone right here you could be helping, but you quick to donate to your favorite rapper want $100 for the album. I don't know. I'm just using examples. Let's go to 2 Chronicles chapter 1 and verse 9, because let's see what Solomon was asking for. Bless you. Let's see what Solomon was asking the Most High for. Started 1 and 9.
It's the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 1 and verse 9. Now, O Lord God, let thy promise unto David my father be established. For thou hast made me king over a people like the dust of the earth in multitude. Give me now wisdom and knowledge, that I may go out and come in before this people. For who can judge this thy people, that is so great?
Check that out. He say, look, I can have anything, but give me wisdom to deal with your people. So, to deal with your people. So, he was concerned about how he was going to deal with God's people. He could have been selfish, said, man, give me that horse with the 20-inch hoofs. Give me, I don't know, he could have asked for anything, but the point that we trying to make is that caring about his people is a big part. The Most High care about you caring about his people. If people think like man, look, that's a big part. If you only caring about yourself, we brought up on the phone, go to Haggai 1 and 4. Finish that part out though a little bit more.
Verse 11, and God said to Solomon, because this was in thine heart.
So since this was in your heart, Solomon,
and thou hast not asked riches, wealth, or honor, nor the life of thine enemies.
You didn't ask the Lord, help me just get revenge on my enemies.
Neither yet has asked long life, but has asked wisdom and knowledge for thyself, that thou mayest judge my people.
You asked for wisdom to help. You trying to help my people? Look, think about that. Someone, your son or daughter out there, and they said, someone was trying to grab your son or daughter got hit by a train, but I grabbed you. You gonna be like, you want something to eat? I don't know. You gonna say something that's gonna make you feel good. Someone looked out for your kid, right?
Man,
You gonna be like, man, that's what's up. You could have done some wickedness. Let's go to let's finish that part.
over whom I have made thee king. Wisdom and knowledge is granted unto thee, and I will give thee riches and wealth and honor, such as none of the kings have had that have been before thee.
So what kind of place you think he done prepare for y'all up in here? He said he gonna prepare a place. So he said he gonna prepare a place. So what y'all think the kingdom of heaven gonna look like when you get that kingdom? When you get the kingdom, what you think you go? When he give you the kingdom, what you think you gonna get? Just think about it, family. I know you tired. I know you tired here. I know you tired. I know I get tired. Man. So, let's go to what's that other one we talking? Haggai 1 and 4 about caring about his people.
It's the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 4. Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste?
You can't be worried. You can't just be worried about yourself in this. You gotta be worried about the house of God too. That's what he say. Let's go to Jeremiah 30 and 17.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 17. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of thy wounds, saith the Lord. Because they called thee an outcast, saying, this is Zion, whom no man seeketh after.
Check that out. It always come back to like, man, they not looking for my people. How they telling my people to go stand with Israel or Palestine? What about them? What about them? They dying right now. Ain't no one stopping nothing for them. What about them? Them people, they complain too much. That slavery was 200 years ago. They still complaining. They always complaining 400 years ago. But then they can't really see Satan's devices. See, that's why when we was going into that Thursday, we not ignorant to Satan's devices. We know the setup. We know the zip codes, the redlining. We know why there's this Mount Liquor store over here. We know why your education is this. We know why all your rappers talk about this and your entertainers talk about this. We know why your entertainers dress like this, why she ain't got no clothes on. We know why they pushing the lifestyle. We know why y'all pushing D-Wade in them. We know why. We not ignorant to Satan devices. Because why? Because we children of the kingdom, Con. All right, last scripture. Let's get Jeremiah 32. Let's start at 38. You got some caffeine in this coffee, huh? I mean, in this tea. Because it just woke me up when I started drinking it.
Said 32 and 8.
Con. 32 and 38.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 32 and verse 38. And they shall be my people, and I will be their God. And I will give them one heart and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. Yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul. For thus saith the Lord, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised them.
So he gonna bring good. Thank the Most High, family. That's the lesson. Let's pray out.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, Would God it were even, and at even thou shalt say, Would God it were morning, for the fear of thine heart wherewith thou shalt fear, and for the sight of thine eyes which thou shalt see. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord God of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel and Judah, saith the Lord. And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to their fathers, and they shall afflict thee. And I will save her that halteth, and gather her that was driven out. And I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. At that time will I bring you again, even in the time that I gather you. For I will make you a name and a praise among all people of the earth, when I turn back your captivity before your